I was thinking about what's happening in our government right now. And one thing that I realized, I saw this woman, Jasmine Crockett, maybe Cricket too, but Crockett, maybe Cricket, but and Maxine Waters and another black woman with no hair, how they're acting in our government, and not just them, these other black women as well. And it is awful. It's awful. And what America don't realize, and maybe they do, but they're just afraid to stop it. America has made a horrible mistake allowing black women, black females to get into government, to get into your business and try to run your companies, to try to run the police department or anything. You have made a horrible mistake. And America is already regretting it, but you're going to regret it even more so. Because the one thing that you don't realize, or maybe you do, but just afraid to stop it or say it or anything, is that black people do not know how to run anything. They just don't know how. They have no self-control, no knowledge of how to do anything good. And everything they touch turned to ghetto. And the reason for that, first of all, they have not been taught discipline, self-discipline in their homes. And they have not been taught it in the schools because white people are afraid to correct the blacks. And so, and then black females have been taught that they suffer. The black females suffer so much. And the black females do not respect black men. And as a result of not being corrected by the black men, their fathers, their boyfriends, their uncles, and their nephews, and their male cousins, and grandpa, and no one, they have gone completely out of control. And then the white people tell them they understand because it's hard on the black female. She had it hard. She went through slavery, and then she had to take care of the family, and she this. And so black females cannot run anything. They have stone attitudes, and they feel entitled, and they lost all sense of self-control. And America, you will regret it if you're not already regretting it. I remember there was a time in government when it was pretty much ran by white people, and there was a sense of respect. It was like rules in the government that they would have to treat each other with, respect each other. Even if they didn't agree, they still would be orderly as much as possible and try to run the government however they ran it, but it was a sense of respect. That's gone now because you've allowed black females to be a part of it. And they are nasty. They're evil. And what you see these black females and the way they're acting in government, the police department, city councils, mayors, whatever you allow them to be in, is what they're done in the home too. They have done this to the children, the men's children. They have done it to the men, the black men in the homes, if they were in the homes. And black females have no respect at all, zero. They have nothing but anger and disrespect. And really with the white man, I remember once when I wasn't that into government, paying that much attention, and I lived in South Central LA for a while when I first moved out here. And one time, Maxine Waters, you know how the government go home for a vacation. While they're home, they meet around with the community sometimes. And Maxine Waters met with the community, and at that time, Newt Gingrich was in office. And Maxine was talking about how horribly she treated Newt Gingrich. He was white, and she just said what she wanted to say to him, and she just does what she wanted to do. And the people applauded. The blacks applauded it. They didn't think that was wrong or disgusting or that's not the way you act in government. It's not the way an adult should act. White people, you see for yourself that blacks cannot run anything. You see, they don't even have their own businesses in their own neighborhoods. And their neighborhoods are ghetto. They can't run anything, and yet you turn the American government over to them, and they are destroying it. And I have proof of it. This is hell on earth. And because of the blacks, not all, but most, because there are some black men and women who are starting to wake up from this, and they're working on themselves, they're forgiving, and they're overcoming anger. But because of that, the government, these people are screwing up the government, and the white people are afraid to stop them. Look, it's just over. It's just over. Look at South Africa. Look at anywhere in the world where the world have allowed the blacks to take over and run their thing, especially Western world. And even in South Africa or Africans where blacks, it's just only blacks. There's, I guess, some places where mostly black. It's screwed up. Nothing is working. And you have turned a Christian country over to them that was founded by white men who, by the grace of God, built the greatest country in the world. And due to fear, you allow the enemies of God to destroy it. It's mind-blowing to me, but I understand. When you have fear, you can't function. Your whole life is dictated by fear. I want to show you the attitude of black females. And this attitude that you're going to see, and you've already seen in the government, is what's happening in the black homes, in the black churches, in the black community, and everywhere. And that's why nothing works. And you wonder why the kids are so bad and out of control. They're just like the black females, their mothers and their grandmothers. They have no sense of discipline at all. They have no love and they have no respect. And they are grown bodies acting like wild animals. And you've turned this country over to them. And they hate the white man. And they love, and the white woman too, to be honest. And they love arguing with them in public and trying everything they have to disrespect them and degrade them. And when they do, they feel good about it. And the black people applaud them. This is hell on earth, and this is evil. Our country, my country, I don't care how much you sing and dance about it and say it, it's no longer a Christian country. I know Donald Trump, the Great White Hope, is trying to bring it back to that, but it's too far gone. You've allowed the children of evil to get in there and run things. And then you give them permission out of fear, and you say, oh, you're a black female, you've had it hard. You lie to them. And they know it, and they are out of control. I want to show you what this woman, Jasmine Crockett, did. And it's disgusting, it's evil. She's a grown female, but she's acting like a DEI person. It's pretty sad. It's sad in that you allow evil to take over your life inwardly and outwardly by going along with this. And America will regret it. They already regret it. They're going to regret it even more so. And I noticed that most of these female so-called politicians are in the Democratic Party. They run the Democratic Party. And the Democratic Party is falling apart. As the so-called people of color take over the Democratic Party, look what it is becoming. They say it's far left and way left. It's evil now, pure evil. That's why they're not feeling anything except hatred. They hate the Great White Hope, Donald Trump. And they hate all people, to be honest. Because if you don't love all, you love none. Nobody. You got to love your enemy. If you don't love your enemy, you love no one, your own children, your own family. And this is why they treat each other this way. I may not know some things, but I know black people. And black people, not all, but most, because there are some black people overcoming, but black people don't care. They have no love. They don't care about destroying you. They get a thrill. They really don't care about each other or anything. They have no love. And this is the church-going black people, the non-church-going black people, the so-called educated black people, the non-educated black. They don't care. They'll cuss you out. They'll fight you. They don't care. Black-on-black crime, out of control. They don't care. They have lost their way. They're evil. It has nothing to do with racism. No such thing as racism or sexism or homophobia or Allah-Uabaism or white supremacism, anti-Semitism, or derbijayism. No ism. This is evil, pure evil. I want to show you what these black women, black females have done or is doing to our country, and they have already done it to the black family and the black community. And the black men are so weak, they call them queens. Black queens, they call them. They don't say queens of hell. They're black queens, all right, but queens of Satan. And it's sad. It's hell on earth. And they are bringing their hell into government now, which is going to affect all Americans unless you overcome the world. This is from SK Pop. This is about this black female so-called Texas representative, Jasmine Crockett, posts a video on Tuesday night on TikTok dancing to Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us version from the Super Bowl halftime performance. White people should have never allowed that guy to perform at the Super Bowl. That's not the way white people act at the Super Bowl. Just like that opening that the Anchor Baby put together, you had this black guy performing at Donald Trump event. He up there talking about having a dream and looking over the mountain. Look just as stupid. In your face, white people. And you're turning over your country to them. Black people cannot run anything. That's why they have nothing going on for themselves. They take over the white people already developed things and they destroy it. They don't make it better. But anyway, so this Jasmine Crockett dancing to Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us version from the Super Bowl halftime performance ahead of Donald Trump joint address to Congress. This is from SK Pop. So this is where Crockett urged everyone not to watch the president delivering his speech. Watch this from X. This is an image of it.
This is her X account, and the name of her X account is Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. What a mess. And it reads, well, the state of the disunion will begin shortly. I'm going to be in attendance. And she puts an unamused emoji. And she writes, do not watch, in all caps.
And I want you to, if you're watching this photo, go back to it.
Oh, my bad.
If you're watching this photo of her, it looks like she's at the White House there somewhere. Look how she's acting. Look at the ghetto grin and the hood personality, attitude. There's nothing professional about that at all.
And did she think it was the State of the Union? She's calling it the State of the Disunion.
She doesn't know. But look at it. Does that look professional? Does that look like she's a part of an American government? She brought the hood to the White House, and you voted for her. This is the attitude of black females. This is what drives black children to violence, being raised by females like this. And the black men can't stop it because their mothers were like this, and they end up with, you become attracted to what you hate, so they end up with the mothers, same spirit, and they can't handle it. Here is Jasmine Crockett TikTok post. Watch this.
Oh no!
It's a cultural divide. I'ma get it on the floor.
You really about to do it?
40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
You really about to do it?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
They get on it like that.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like go. Mustard on a beat, bro. Deep boat in the rap. He a freak though, man. Damn, trying like amber lambs. Tell them breathe. Let them boys to the cross, they walk around like G's. What's up with these?
Think about that. This is supposed to be a governmental representative. White people white people don't even act this way now in government, not crazy like that. You have brought the hood to the White House by way of the black female. And some black men, but even the black men don't act. I know you saw that black guy with the ponytail the other night acting stupid. But even the black men don't quite act that way. Remember when the government was professional, they dressed professionally and they acted professionally. Remember we used to have that in America? When I was growing up, we were taught to act professionally out there. Don't act crazy. That's gone now. That's gone now. You got this. This is in government. That is a so-called representative from Texas or somewhere, I think. Yeah, I think I read Texas. Yep. This is not the way you're supposed to act in government. But you brought the black hood to the White House. And I promise you, you may hear one or two blacks disagree with that, but they're going to love it because that's all they know, and it seemed normal to the blacks. This female, Cricket, is dancing in what looked like the White House. Where's the professionalism in that? And then when other black children who don't have good parents anyway, when they see that, how will they act? When they see a representative acting that way, how will they act? It looked like it was the Capitol building. It was somewhere in Washington, D.C., where she has no business being. Whether it's the Capitol or the White House. Oh, not the White House. No, it wasn't the White House. The Capitol looked like the Capitol. I want you to think about that, folks. This is a grown female. This is not some little kid. And she's carrying on like that in government, at work. You have brought the hood to Washington, D.C. You're voting in these black female governors and mayors and police chiefs and fire chiefs, and they're destroying it. They can't help it. That's what they do with everything they touch. Look at their own, and they end up most of the time leaving the hood because they move into white areas. Here is, so that was something to tell. Here's another post from Cricket during Trump joint address. Watch this from X.
He up there, he's spewing all kinds of nonsense
That's how she's
and
speaking.
bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't. You know, we showed up. And if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do for sure. We got some cool shirts. We got Madam Williams, who just happens to have the honorary seat. It's not even honorary because she's holding it down, y'all. This is the message that she wanted to send today. We've got my sis, Andrea Salinas, and she kept it real simple. Resist. That's what we about.
So you still want females running your country? Females were not created to lead. They were created to follow. And when they're not being guided, they go out of control like this. And the black female has gone out of control. Quick break, back in a moment. And get your punchy coffee. Good. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/store. Rebuildingtheman.com/store. And every dime goes back to the 501c3 nonprofit bond, my nonprofit organization. And you're helping us to help others, all right? And your mug, Tommy like a mug, you can drink your coffee from. Good. Whole bean or ground bean coffee, all right? Rebuildingtheman.com/store. I want to go back to the Cricket female. America, what you don't realize is that black females hate black men. Hate them. They don't respect them, and the black men are afraid of them. They call them queen. They're so afraid of, you my queen, and the queen giving them hell. And they call them queen. This female is supposed to be a representative from Texas, and she brought the hood to the White House. And that's what's going to happen even more. If this continues, if y'all don't stop these black people from being a part of our government, it's going to be total hood. Look what Obama did to her. I remember it was reported, I don't know how true it was, that Snoop Dogg was smoking pot in the White House when Obama was there. And then, okay, so Snoop Dogg smoked pot in the White House. So when Bush with the guy that just Joe Biden left, it was said that somebody smoked cocaine up in there or something like that. It's becoming a hood. The class of America is disappearing. America was a class place at one time. Very classy. So Nick, which one we start with? Was that the one where she showed?
We finished with the B, where she was at during Trump's joint address. This post.
So
she's
here's
talking.
Crockett, Jasmine Crockett, called President Trump Putin's hoe. Watch this from Max.
First of all, thank you for making the back of my head famous. But second of all, if we could do a sequel, if you could tell Donald Trump anything tonight, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to grow a spine and stop being Putin's.
Stop being Putin's hoe. That came from a black female representative. Think about that. I want you to just think about that. What you don't realize that the Great White Hope and Elon Musk, they represent the father of the family. And these black females hate the father. Daddy is home and daddy's cleaning up, and they hate him because they hate daddy. They hate men. And they hate daddy. They hate masculinity. They hate a man that leads the way. And they will go out of their way to destroy him, embarrass him, or whatever it takes. Jasmine Crockett, Maxine Waters, and that female with no hair, and all these black, they're doing the same thing. They hate men, and they especially hate men that they cannot control because all their lives they've been controlling black men. Black men lick the feet of black females because they're afraid of them. They don't know how to handle them, and they call them queens. And Trump represent dad, and they hate dad, and they hate God. She want to tell Trump, stop being Putin hoe. That came from the mouth of a so-called representative. Where's the professionalism in that? Where's the orderly thing that when it was just white people running the government, it was happening, it worked. And you think that's bad, and it is. Cricket tell Elon Musk to F off. Watch this on X.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Off.
That's it.
See? And they laugh. This is like a hood rat. This is a government representative. And the world is watching. F off, she says. She's dancing at what appear to be the Capitol. She's doing black hood dances. My country is gone. You have turned my country over to the hood rats, and they will destroy it. Black people destroy everything they touch. And not all, but most. It's not going to work allowing these people to run your businesses, run your schools, run your country. It will. It's already South Africa. It's only going to get worse. And white people, there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide to. They'll follow you wherever you go, and they will destroy you. Because their hearts are angry, their hearts are wicked. And they blame you for their wicked hearts. They don't blame their mothers and their fathers where it started, where it came from. They blame you. Because for them, they get to be voted in by other angry black people. It's interesting, in the good old days, before the so-called civil rights movement, which should have never happened, it was the worst thing ever happened to the blacks other than abortion. Even black people wouldn't tolerate this female acting this way. In government or anywhere else, really. She's cursing. She's carrying on. And she's supposed to be a professional person. It's not a joke. It's very destructive. And you're going to see the White House, our government, will be a hood government. You're letting too many black females in there. And look at that black female out of over there where they had the Mardi Gras thing. What's that city? New Orleans. New Orleans. It's a ghetto. New Orleans is a pure ghetto since the blacks took over. It was already bad in the black hoods. It's worse now. Look at the Los Angeles. You got a black female so-called mayor running L.A. Look what happened. She offered some black party up in Africa somewhere, and the town is burning down. And yet you vote them in because you're trying to make the black people think you love them, and you're showing fear to them, and they're destroying what you built. I can't think of one thing that the blacks have done to make America better, to add to it. But I can tell you 1,000 things they have done to destroy it, and you allow it to happen. And the Wicked Witch of the West, Maxine Waters, was she like 80 now or so? And she's worse than she was when she was younger. Nothing but hatred of the heart. And they keep voting her in. She's not done one thing for the blacks. That's good. Nothing good. And they keep voting her in, 86 years old, and wicked to the core. She's the same woman that was touting how she had treated Newt Gingrich. I will never forget that. I remember that. And I'm like, why are you proud of this? And I wasn't even to government at the time. And I had moved to L.A. I was into the black thing at the time. And I still thought that was wrong. And the blacks applaud her. The Gazette is reporting Maxine Waters, a Democrat from California, said she was investigating Elon Musk for interfering in the 2024 election. And she went on to say, and we don't know everything that Elon Musk has done with his high technology. Derek, did you write this or did this come from the Gazette? And we don't know everything that Elon Musk has done with his high technology A. Think about that. She's cursing. A government representative. This is so black, I don't even know what to tell you about it. With his high technology A. Waters said during a video stream that aired simultaneously with Trump's address to Congress on Tuesday. Watch this from X.
Turned it over to him. And we don't know everything that Elon Musk has done with his high technology. We don't know what he's been accused of by some as it may relate to the election. But we're not going to give up in investigating and finding.
This is black. This is what's wrong with the blacks. And if you think that's bad, and it is, I'm telling you, it's going to get worse, white people. It's not in the blacks to do good. They are Deuteronomy, cursed chapter. They are cursed. And you think that's bad? Watch this from this Ayanna Pressley, whatever her name is. This is from CNN. Representative James Comer and Ayanna Pressley yelled over each other in a tense moment at an oversight committee hearing with sanctuary city mayors. Watch this from X.
Without objection, so ordered. We've put it in the record.
I haven't entered it.
You have what?
Mr. Chair, can I have several articles. I need to enter them. Let me just go ahead with what the articles are. What they speak to.
What's the next article?
Let me proceed. Data from Texas shows that U.S.-born Americans commit more rape and murder than immigrants.
Listen, this trend of you all trying to get thrown out of committee so you can get on MSNBC is going to end. We're not going to put up with it.
This is my procedural
Mr.
right as a member of this committee.
You can go with Mr. Frost and Mr. Green.
I'm reclaiming my time.
That's what you want. No. Ms. Presley, I have been very accommodating to you. Mr. Superjohn,
and I take particular umbrage as a survivor of sexual violence. I will enter into
survivor
the record.
Of sexual
this
violence.
Is my
Who
right.
cares?
Thank you.
No. It is Mr. Superjohn.
Mr. Chair.
No, you know the process of unanimous consent. You are not recognized.
I have several articles to enter into the record.
Mr. Superjohn, if you don't go, we're going to recognize Mr. Timmons.
Amazing, huh? And you want these females running your country. You get what you ask for. they will turn it, and they are turning it into a hood. They have nothing good to offer at all. It's not in their psyche. It's not in their bodies. It's not in their bones. It's nowhere. They don't have it. They don't know how to do it. They have no love. They have no respect. They don't respect Trump and the white men because it represents dads, and they hate the fathers. I'm warning you, just like 30 years ago, I warned white people when they were doing the knockout thing. Y'all better start speaking up here. The blacks are going to get worse. They're not going to get better. There's nothing in them to get better. And you put them in your government. I'm warning you before it's too late. You need to change this. Do not allow these people to participate in your companies, your government, your communities. You can only do white flight for so long. I know Elon is trying to send a rocket up there to the moon so y'all can go up there to live. And I'm already buying my ticket because I'm going to go to buy some land before it become too expensive. But everybody can't go to the moon. 888-7753-773. They hate Trump because Trump represents a strong father. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Ronnie out of Ohio. Ronnie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Uncle Jesse, how you doing today?
All is well, sir. Amazing.
Good. I wanted to push back, I guess, a little bit.
Okay.
On your, I know you've been going in on Jasmine Crockett since the show started. I don't know what she did or what she said to get you going.
I played it. She's dancing in the Capitol building. Look like she's calling Trump a Putin hole, and she's cursing. She's brought the hood into the White House.
Did it hurt your feelings?
It didn't hurt my feelings, but I don't like that for the young people to see that kind of stuff because the black children are not being raised in the black homes, right? And they're going to see this, and they're going to believe that this is fine to act that way, too, because this female and that little bald-headed one and Maxine Waters are supposed to be representatives. And if representatives, professionals are acting this way, the black kids going to think that this is normal because their parents are no good. They're not going to tell them, no, you can't act that way.
You said they're supposed to be representatives or they are representatives?
Supposed to be.
Jasmine Crockett won 2 elections, the same amount that Trump won.
Unfortunately.
And she is a representative. So
Unfortunately.
I don't know why you keep calling her unfortunately.
Yeah.
You talking about Trump winning unfortunate, or you saying Jasmine Crockett's wins were unfortunate?
Jasmine Crockett. Because look how she's acting.
Because she's black.
Yeah.
Good Lord, Uncle Jesse, I don't understand it.
Why? So let me ask,
really don't understand
do you think that all 3 of these people I've just shown, should they be acting this way up in the government?
I don't see a reason why they shouldn't.
Should they be acting this way in government?
It's not up to me to make that judgment, but I don't see a reason why they should not exercise their freedom of speech or tell the truth when they're asked a question.
So they should be cursing, dancing, calling Trump a hole for Putin, and carrying on in government. You don't see anything wrong with that.
If they're being honest about it, I don't see anything wrong with it. I would
see something wrong with it. See, I told you that's. I don't know what happened to the blacks that they don't see anything wrong with that. What's wrong? What's wrong with the blacks? They don't see anything wrong with this.
It would be wrong if if Congress was in session and there was a vote going on and she was down there dancing. I would have an issue with that if she was dancing while she was on the clock.
But there's nothing wrong with a representative dancing in the Capitol, doing a stupid so-called rap song, any song really, but a rap song, and then she's cursing in the Capitol, and she called the president Putin hole, a representative, and you don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't. That's why
that's shocking. That's why I don't know what happened to the blacks, that they lost all sense of respect. You don't even see anything wrong with it, Ronnie. I'm surprised. What's good about it? What's good about it?
What's good? I wouldn't say that there's anything necessarily good about it.
Then it has to be bad then.
I would disagree with you on that. I think some things can fall in the category of not good and not bad.
Not true.
We just disagree.
Right on. Ronnie, thank you, but
yeah.
I got to take a break. Two more. Thank you, Ronnie. 2 more hours to go. Back in a moment. The hate news coming up. Not the fake news, but the hate news. I'll be back in a moment.